Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This reading found you today is because it was meant to find you. There is a message here from your guides within one of these three piles, specifically about a person that is currently in your life. So think about this person when you are picking a pile that resonates the most with you. So you may feel an energetic pull to one of the locations of these piles, maybe the crystals, the shape, the color, size, maybe the number 1, 2, or 3. But take your time picking a pile and you can pause the video and meditate on it. Like I said, keep this person in the forefront. There will be a timestamp for each section provided in the description. So when you are ready after you meditated, you can head on over to your section and your reading will be waiting for you there. See you guys soon. Hey guys, looks like you made your way to pile number 1. Welcome. Maybe you were drawn to a location of the pile, the number 1, or the crystal. Maybe the shape, color, size spoke to you, but whatever the reason may be, there is a message here from your guides specifically about a person that you are either dating or in a relationship with, a situationship, doesn't matter. Whatever the case may be, like I said, there is a message here. So let's go ahead and I'll start with this card. We have the Weaver. So rediscovery and transition. So there is a sense of kind of like walking away or wanting to walk away from your current relationship. It seems like you are kind of discovering things about yourself, things you like and don't like. It almost feels like whatever situation you're in right now does not fit. There's like a complete mismatch. It doesn't feel aligned. And I think you are almost creating your own path to something different. Transition. So I feel like you're almost like, okay, looking for the next thing. Maybe you are looking like kind of like putting your eye and feelers out there. You might not be, but there is a sense of you really not vibing anymore with this relationship that you're in, situationship or whatever. It really doesn't need to be either one of those things. But again, there's a current person in your life. Just keep that in mind. Maybe you guys are maybe currently thinking about a divorce. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. Just make that make sense in your life. But I am getting a sense of you kind of finding yourself. Like this is still positive. Like just because it's something's ending, I feel like it's a positive because you are growing. And I don't think this person is growing with you. I feel like that's another reason why you don't see the path kind of lining up with that person, but you have a different path forward. So I think that's a beautiful thing. I love growth. I love seeing that in people. I love that there's a sense of you doing this for you because that's what's the most important at this point. And obviously doing it with kindness, but you're just as important. So we have the Maiden. Yeah, so I am getting a sense with this card specifically that there is a sense of you kind of moving on because the Maiden here, it talks about having so much to learn, perfectly positioned for trouble to come her way and subject her to a challenge that leads to the next phase of womanhood. So this is like a next phase thing. She must grow up, yet hesitates at the threshold, enamored by charms of youth. The Maiden represents a side of us that is riveted and curious, drawn to shadowy forests, dark nights, and taking just one taste of poisoned fruit. Her magic is edgy, included both shame and delight. Let yourself fall down the rabbit hole, young one. Yeah, that's like straight from the book. Curious, sensual, full of vitality. I think you're like really keeping your eye open on something else, maybe other things. And it doesn't even have to be like another person. Maybe you just want to be alone. Maybe you're looking at like opportunities to just travel and be alone and do things on your own without having another person there. I just don't see there's a connection with whatever your whoever your person is. It feels like you're almost really wanting to pull away and you just don't know what to do because there's history. Maybe, like, you don't like what is happening with it. Like, again, there's so many storylines that can happen, so make this make sense in your life. But maybe there's, like, a storyline. Maybe there's a situation that's happening right now that you're all like, put off by what this person is doing, and you're like, "Why am I like, who is this? Why am I with this person?" Like, there's almost, like, cringiness to it. It feels very cringy, whatever this person is saying or doing. So let's see the Hidden Truth Oracle. This is gonna give me like an insight to what they're thinking. Your person, whoever's in the forefront in your mind. I feel you Wait, am I reading this right? I feel you leaving me behind. I was looking at the camera. And the timing just wasn't right for us. I'm getting a mixed bag here. And this is gonna resonate for some of you guys because I have a feeling that like you actually almost gave them opportunities and they're almost like failing you hardcore because I feel like they're also giving up. I feel like you were like, I need X, Y, and Z for this to work. Maybe you guys did therapy, or maybe you want to do therapy, and this person is just it. This feels like giving up to me. The timing just wasn't right for us. Like I feel like they're like, you know what, it's fine, whatever. I guess just things didn't work out the way you needed to, or like I know that they already know that you aren't in this 100% like they used to be. So this is why I feel you leaving me behind. And that's another thing I want to make a point. I feel you leaving me behind. You are in a different chapter. Like you are in chapter 10 and they're still on chapter 1. And that goes not just within your relationship, but within your own life. I feel like you are excelling in everything in your life and they're just like still stuck with stagnant, not wanting to move forward. There, like I said, there is something that's not aligned within this situation. It just feels like you are excelling, they're staying behind, and you are trying to find someone that is completely at the same level, excelling like you, wanting the things that you want. Rediscovery. Like you are rediscovering what you want in this situation. And this is just like, it almost feels like complacency. Like it's like, okay, like this person feels comfortable, so they're not putting in the effort and the timing just wasn't right. Like, I feel like it's an excuse in their own head. I feel like you might have heard that too. And you're just like, dude, like, I'm going, like, trying to make this work, but I need you to meet me halfway, if at all, because you haven't moved. And I just feel like, well, you know what? If it's supposed to end, it's supposed to end. That's energy I'm getting. And I don't really like that. And I just like also don't even feel bad. I don't feel bad for that person, like the person that you're with, if they're feeling like this, because I feel you leaving behind. Maybe they know that you're like looking at other people or talking to other people or experiencing other things. I don't even feel bad because I feel like their energy is very like, wow, you just give up. Like that doesn't sound like someone who really cares or wants to make something work or mature. So let's go ahead and see what the tarot says. So we have the Three of Cups, the Tower, and the Ace of Wands. So the Tower in reverse. This is the Tower in reverse. So I feel like you have known that was over for so long time. You're still in the relationship, yet you're still putting your eye out and feelers out. So this isn't healthy, right? And the Tower moment is showing me that you're delaying like a situation end. Like this wants to end. This situation wants and is screaming like it needs to be over. And you're just not letting it. And there's a delay within that because I don't know, I guess both of you or one of you, specifically you, are afraid to let go. Again, there's time, there's energy. I feel like this was a long relationship. I feel at least minimum 1, but I'm getting a lot of you guys have been in this relationship for 2 years. And I feel like, there is history. You do care about this person, but like, again, you are pivoting forward when they're not. And I do get a sense that there is going to be an opportunity here for something to come your way where you'll be able to walk away. Ace of Wands, something that's going to give you like, oh, okay, the aha moment, the spark of passion. And I also feel like it's almost going to be around like, maybe for some of you, this is going to ring a bell, but there might be an opportunity for you to travel with your friends for a second. Maybe you have a girls trip, guys trip, whatever that case may be. And it'll give you the perfect excuse to break away so that you can kind of enjoy that trip without that person. Or like, thinking like, oh, like you'll hurt this person if you talk to this other person. You know what I mean? Like being able to be open and free and to do whatever you want. So the opportunity is going to be here, but I do see with the Three of Cups, it's going to involve other people. Like I feel like there's going to be friends or family. And this doesn't even mean that you need to meet someone physically there and like your person or whatever. It could, but there's something that's going to bring the fiery and passionate back into your life so that you can be the maiden and just explore and be happy and like see what it is you want, see what else brings you passion. So there's something beautiful within this growth. The only thing that is kind of like I don't agree too much with is that you are not letting it go. Only because, not saying anything bad about it, only because it's preventing you from finding the next chapter, finding the next phase. And I just don't see that this person cares to fight for this. I think they're just accepting it, and I almost get a sense of victim mentality, and I don't feel like they're actually a victim. I really don't. I feel like I'm getting a sense more of laziness and just like, okay, like shrugging off the shoulders, not necessarily actually wanting to fix or do anything. So I don't know. I'm not feeling too bad about that person. It's almost like, well, good luck with the next person. You're going to have to put in the work, right? Let's go ahead and get some advice from your guides here. Ooh, card fell out. Yeah, so the truth will set you free. So you have the Ace of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. So realistically, the truth will set you free. And I mean, obviously, we kind of knew that, right? We knew that there was going to be an opportunity for you to speak your truth, to be able to tell the person that, you know, and I think this is the devices that they need you to do that. Your guides want you to be able, oh, you can't really see it that well, but this is the Ace of Swords here. They want you to be able to express what you need to express. There's an opportunity, a window to be able to do this, and they want you to take that opportunity. This is the truth of knowledge. Truth of knowledge. Okay, I need to take a nap. This is the sword of truth. And this is knowledge. This is like something that you need to express and get off your chest. And I see that being like, whatever the situation ends up being, I don't see it being tumultuous. Tumultuous? Huh. Maybe I should stop using big words until I learn how to say them. But I see this ending kind of fairly calmly. I see there being a win within this. I don't see like anything badly. I feel like this is going to end up being mutual, like a mutual agreement that like you guys both know this isn't working out. And I see you kind of walking away being like unscathed from this and happy and content, and like, you know, maybe you move out of the house or apartment together, and I almost feel like the independence is like really important to you, and like you live for that moment. And so this is like the advice is almost like to keep looking forward to that, because if you can kind of speak your own truth and just like lay it out there and move on, I just see beautiful things. So what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, the Three of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Page of Wands. So fiery, passion, excitement. I see you taking a second after all things are said and done to kind of get perspective on like yourself, what you want, get clarity for your own self, but then like planning your route. I feel like you guys are going to start planning travel, trips, doing things. Like there's this Page of Wands is a messenger bearing news of like excitement, passion, something that's coming that's going to bring you um that like excitement back into your life, even like a sense of stability, because there wasn't stability within this situation. And I see this being your planning stage of what your life is to come after this. So I don't know, there's something beautiful within this, the excitement, the independence. I'm getting a lot of independence. And I just, all it takes, this is the advice from your guides, all it takes is to just speak your truth. Speak your truth, because it's going to set you free. It's going to let you live the life that you want to live. And I feel like you've been wanting this for so long. So I don't see anything wrong with this. I'm proud of you guys for having the growth and just being able to recognize that this isn't for you. This isn't you. You aren't you. You want more, and you want someone to grow with you. So definitely like and subscribe. This message resonated. Leave a comment just to share your story and just have people realize that they're not alone within this situation. But thank you guys for coming back, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Hey guys, looks like you made your way to pile number two. So welcome. Maybe you're drawn to the location in the pile. Maybe the number two itself resonates with you. Maybe it's a crystal shape, size, color, whatever the case may be. You are here for a message from your guides about the person that you're currently in a relationship. Maybe it's a situationship. Maybe you guys are just dating. Whatever the case may be, your guys want you to know something about it. And I think it'll help you guys get some clarity and maybe pivot yourself forward. But let's start with this card. So we have the founder, Foundations Community. Ooh, okay. So I'm not getting a lot of positivity from this card in a sense that I feel like I'm picking up on your energy. There's a lot of confusion, maybe even sadness. And like, I think you're reaching out to your people. I think like you're venting. I think there's a sense of, I feel like they're putting their 2 cents into these things and they don't quite really understand and or like this person that much. Just not even like, it doesn't even have to be that something happened, but they're just not making you happy. I feel like you're reaching out and I feel like so many signs are getting this reading about going within like your family and friends and asking for help within situations. I feel like a lot of water signs, a water sign might have gotten this. Don't quote me on that, but if you're a water sign, maybe this reading is here for a reason to just go reach out to the person or people that care about you and want to help you. There's a sense of like not wanting to be alone in this time. But let's see what this card is showing us. So we have the prayer. Yeah. So here, this is why I'm getting a sense of like there's like a low energy. So, what is prayer? To whom or what do we pray? The practice of prayer has been with us since the dawn of time as a remedy for the omnipresent self centered thinking that spins us toward illusion. Prayer leads us beyond our ego as we move from our little story to the big one. Some say we are in a state of prayer anytime we are not the center of our own thoughts. Others say prayer is a natural result of gratitude. Perhaps it is simply surrender or service, whatever prayer is for you. This card reminds us it's important to get quiet, low, humble, and soft. Asking for guidance. Yeah, so though it may be uncomfortable, it is time, nothing else will do. I think like a lot of you guys right now are seriously, again, asking for help. It says here asking for guidance as like the end piece here. I think you guys are really reaching for help, reaching for that community. So there's something big going on right now, and this like background almost feels like the messiness of what's happening in like the situation in the relationship right now. And we're gonna pull some cards, see some thoughts on what this person is thinking to get really more of an insight. But man, I just don't feel like there's a sense of safety and security within this relationship. And I just feel like you are really holding on to the people around you at the moment. So this is your guides kind of acknowledging that fact, acknowledging you. But let's go ahead and see what the hidden truth oracle is saying. So we're gonna get an insight of what this person that you're thinking of, their thought process is. So I can't speak. I wish I could share my good news with you. Finding out the truth crushed me. Interesting. Maybe you guys already walked away. I'm getting a sense that you walked away. Okay, this is now really making a lot of sense. You have already walked away. That's why the community is here. That's why you've already reached out. You have already done these things. So that is why I'm keep getting the validation from your guides strongly. You have already walked away from this relationship because you know that it is not serving you. I wish I could share. You've cut them off. You have absolutely cut them off. Maybe you moved out of the house that you guys lived together, apartment, or blocked them. They did you. I don't even know if they did you dirty. They may have done you dirty, but it just feels like you really like need to put that behind you. They keep coming back. They find ways to contact you. I wish I could share the good news with you. They just want you to be a part of their life, and it's really toxic in that sense because it's like you need to move on, and so you put that boundary up. That makes so much sense. Maybe you've already moved on at this point. Finding out the truth crushed me. Maybe they know you're dating other people. I feel like you guys might be already putting your feelers out there and putting effort into finding that. But they're bringing you down because I'm still getting the sense of like asking for help because I feel like they keep finding ways to reach out to you. And I really don't feel like they like them. I feel like they know, like I said in the beginning, they're putting their 2 cents into this like stuff. And I feel like you keep coming to them like this person said this. Maybe you didn't even block them and you're allowing that communication because it feels like they find ways to communicate with you because you leave the communication there. So that is starting to clarify these cards a lot. Maybe they saw you out with somebody, maybe someone they heard through the grapevine, maybe you told them that you're talking to someone else. I'm getting the sense that there's a line of communication and your friends are not happy about that and they don't like this person. And like you keep going to your friends kind of telling them this stuff and like asking for help, and I think they helped you set up a boundary. If you haven't done that, it's like now the time that you set that up. And I feel like you kind of did because there is like, I wish I could share the good news with you, but you're like, we're not together. Please stop talking to me. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and see the tarot cards. So we have the Ace of Cups, Nine of Cups. That makes sense. And then the Two of Rings, which is Pentacles. So there isn't a balance within this relationship. This is, you left this person for a reason because it's not balanced, because there's something off about this. But I saw that you have been given an opportunity to really speak to another person. And there is almost nearing completion. I feel like if this person isn't your forever person, you're okay with that. But emotionally, like there's an opportunity for you to have an emotional new beginning. You found it, which is why they're like finding out the truth crushed me. That makes sense, even more sense now. So there is an opportunity that came in. And I just don't, you know, it feels to me right now that you're happy and content within this situation. And I am getting a little nudge here, which I will pull some cards and advice from your guides. I am getting a nudge that you kind of need to end like this contact completely because this seems almost temporary with the way this energy is giving me, because it's a 9, not a 10. And I think because the door is still slightly open and they find way to communicate with you, that it might even sabotage the situation. So let's just pull some advice from your guys. I'm curious to see what they're going to say. Okay, so we're going to start with this piles. I do have what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. So we have the Two of Cups, we have the Lovers, and we have the Chariot. So this is like advice from your guides. Your guides are saying this relationship here that you are currently, or the situation that you're currently in right now, is potential for a harmony, perfect match, filling each other's cups, momentum for this relationship to blossom to so much more than what it is. And the reason why this is almost feeling fleeting to me is because you're doing a reading while you are currently dating somebody and you thought about this person. Like there is some connection within this that you are not letting go, but you're already currently talking to somebody else. So why is this the person you're thinking of? So the opportunity for this like person that's currently in the Ace of Cups opportunity to feel like this is being like the harmony, the good match. The reason why it's fleeting is because you're connected to the wrong person right now. You're coming to this reading and asking about the wrong person. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands, Ace of Wands in reverse, and the 8 of Swords. And I guess I pulled another one on top of that. I didn't realize, but we're going to go with it. There's a reason it's here. And it's the 10 of Swords. You are in your own way. You are going to probably destroy the relationship. And not like there won't be another opportunity, but this seems like a miss, an opportunity of stability, something that sparks your passion, adventure. This opportunity is like a miss. And I see that there's going to be a lot of defeat within this, a lot of like you carrying the weight of something that isn't yours anymore to carry, which is that other relationship. And you kind of are in your own way to that happy relationship that we see here with the lovers, the two of cups, and the chariot. So you have to have this realization in order to receive this relationship that like you feel very content and happy with. Again, you don't have the door completely closed. You're thinking about somebody else, and maybe that's something to kind of introspect. Like, do you want to go back to this person? Do you want to lose this person? So you have to pick a lane at this point because the lane will be picked for you. If that makes any sense, let me explain it this way. So if you can't pick one or the other, both doors are going to shut. Because this person says finding out the truth crushed me. I feel like, do you really think this person is never going to forget that you kind of moved on? And then if this person finds out that you are still thinking about this person, do you think that they're going to be happy with that? I don't think so. I think that's going to be a miss. So definitely keep that in mind because your guys want you to have what you're destined for and what you manifest and like what you rightfully deserve. And we're all, this is all free will and we all do what's, going to make sense for us at the end of the day. But just keep this in mind because, again, your guides are telling you all this just so that you can continue on with your life's journey the way it's intended and taking an easier path instead of the hard one. Because, again, this will all be a lesson for us in the end of the day. So if this message resonated, definitely like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And thank you guys for coming back. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, looks like you made your way to pile number 3. Welcome. Maybe you're drawn to the location of the pile, maybe the number 3 itself, or maybe the crystal, the color, the shape, the size. Whatever the case may be, you are here for a reason. And we have a message here from your guides about your person, the situationship that you're in, the relationship you're in, maybe you're dating, whatever that means to you. But let's go ahead, start with this card here, see what we have going on within that situation. So we have the runaway, secrets, running from problems. Okay, yeah. So this person doesn't seem mature enough to be in a relationship with you. That is just point blank. I feel like this person is very egotistical, only cares about themselves, not caring about your feelings. Secrets. There's things that they're keeping from you and they're running away from the problems. I feel like you've confronted them about it. I feel like you know something, you confronted them, and it's like, I feel like gaslighting. I feel avoidance. I feel deflection, excuses. It just doesn't seem like maturity for me. And so you're coming here because I think this relationship was a long one. I feel like you've been in it for so long. So it's like kind of almost hard for you to like not try to work things out. But this just doesn't feel like a good fit. This doesn't feel right to me. This feels very icky. But let's go ahead and see what this card is about. So we have the Father. Okay, so what do we have here with this meaning? It embodies both light and dark aspects of the masculine. Thus, he is infinitely dynamic and complex. His energy is strong and regal, embodying such virtues as honesty, wisdom, and loyalty. Yet, ironically and simultaneously, the Father is often absent, literally or emotionally. Through absence or action, the Father eventually reveals that he is neither a king nor a god, but a human being with many flaws and wounds. He is both the guardian and one who leaves us to the wolves, yet here, yet gone. The champion and the failure. The father can never resolve or escape this duality. It is inherently in the archetype itself. Witnessing the father's limitations allow the child to grow beyond the family into the world. So this is interesting to me because it's like the energy that I'm getting from this is like you saw this person as everything, and there seems to be like potential within this person, but like at this point you're looking for someone that's completely potential, if that makes any sense. Because I mean, we're not here to, we're here to work on ourselves and grow for ourselves, and we're not here to kind of like guide another person to help them be better people. Like this is within themselves. And I just see that they're not perfect, and I feel like you're seeing their flaws. I feel like you're seeing the things that they've done and that you've held them to a certain standard and a certain light and put them on a pedestal. And like the reality is that they're not perfect and they're not what you wanted them to be or expect them to be, especially because I feel like you found out some truth about something. And so like it's just Like, this is just the energy is very icky. It doesn't feel like this is something that you deserved, and we'll find out what we have going on, but let's first see the hidden truth oracle. This is what's kinda going on in their mind, what they're thinking of, feeling. So I want to feel that way again, and I lost myself for a little while. Okay, this person just seems so self-centered, so egotistical, and literally just don't think about anything except for themselves. I want to feel that way again. Like, okay, like I feel like there was another party. I don't know why, but I'm getting a sense there was another party involved. So if you want to know exactly what that means, cheating, not being faithful, doesn't mean that they, physically did anything, but even if it's emotional, like even texting just doesn't, that's just they were looking for something outside of your relationship. And I want to feel that way again. I feel like they want to feel whatever they felt in the relationship that you guys had in the beginning. I see like this being a long-term thing. And I feel like they were trying to find themselves. And I feel like this is all excuses because in order for a relationship to work, like you need to work together and not try to find that feeling within another person. And I do get a sense that that was just their little secret and they were running away from the bigger issues of your relationship. Like it takes two to tango. And I feel like you were unhappy. And so the feeling that I'm getting is this relationship would have worked if there was communication, if both parties put in effort. And I feel like you were trying very hard, they weren't giving back, and because you weren't getting what you wanted, you weren't giving them what they needed, and so they searched that out elsewhere. And so they found it in someone else, and then they hid it for a while, and then they were happy because they didn't want to lose you, because they don't want to lose you. And that's why you've been in this relationship, and they were trying to just get what they couldn't get from you from somebody else. And none of that is right. None of that is good. That is not how a relationship works. So that, I don't know. There's just something about this that just feels very, very icky. Let's go ahead and see what the guides have to say at the tarot. And I do have another extra card here. So Queen of Rings, Ten of Wands, King of Rings, and Two of Cups. Okay, so yeah, this seems like the other party for me. And this is the King of Rings and the Queen of Rings. Like it could be interchangeable. One of them is your person and the other one was finding their match because this Pentacles, sorry, but they were trying to find their match of what they wanted, but they couldn't find in you. And so that's why this like feels like another party because it's a similarity in the in the two cards here, King and Queen of Pentacles. And so that they found that compatibility, but it wasn't the full circle, but it was enough to fill the void. And then 10 of Wands being here is like, God, the work that you put into this relationship to only have it be not filling your cups. And then they find another party. So this is validation that there is another party. And validation in yourself if they never admitted it, because I feel like a lot, like they still are avoiding that truth and that there is still a secret because they're like almost turning your back and almost blaming you. It does feel like gaslighting. And I said that in the beginning. It feels like gaslighting. So if you need validation, if your person is seeing or talking to another person, like this is it. Let's get some advice from your guides because this is just, that like I just feel for you guys because you do not deserve this. This is not fair. This is not kind. This is not caring. And you have put in so much work here. Like you've been carrying the burden by yourself, which is what's killing me is because this person wasn't putting in the effort to work on this. You were though. And you did it on your own. With you to be emotionally unfulfilled. This is not a balance. This is a complete mismatch anyway from start to finish. That's funny. So I just want to show you this really quick. So we have the King of Pentacles hold on. Before I see what's going on at the bottom of the deck, I just want to show you this really quickly because that's crazy. So we have the Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles that came out again, and Judgment. Like their Judgment Day is here. So hang on. I'm going to pull out what's coming at the bottom of the deck really quickly. So advice here. I think the advice here is there is nothing, because I feel like you have a lot of anger, like kind of coming to this, like I knew it, blah, blah, blah. They're going to get they're going to get theirs basically. Like this isn't the karma card, but it does feel like Judgment Day. This is going to be, they're going to have to figure that out on their own, what they did and what they didn't do. And I think this person is going to learn some kind of lesson within this too. And I think that this is going to not work out at the end of the day. This is showing me that this is his lesson, his or her lesson, vice versa, whoever this energy belongs to. And that this isn't going to work out, because the reality is, if you can cheat on one person, what makes you say that you can't cheat on the other one? And I feel like there's something wrong within the person, whichever one that they are. There's something wrong within them that they are going to keep searching that out in other people. So like, dodge this bullet and keep moving forward, because this person's never going to stop, because they're not working on the core problem, which is themselves. Again, running from problems. They are the problem and they're not working on themselves. So yeah, completely mismatched from the beginning. Let's just remember that point that I made. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is 9 of Swords. Justice, that's the karma. Oh, I'm sorry, I flipped this. And then 3 of Cups. So I see you having like the karma within the situation. Again, let the universe take care of the situation. And the perfect thing about this judgment card is not judgment, sorry, justice card, is that you are going to receive that karma back. I see you happy. I see you celebrating. I see you leaving behind the pain, the anxiety, the things that keep you up at night. And they probably still will for a little bit, but you have the support system. I see you going out. I see you being happy. But there has to be a point of you like accepting this and letting go. There may be a reality where they'll never admit the truth to you. And that could be a great possibility within this. But the truth is already here, point blank. You know it. Your guides know it. There's no reason to question that. Stick to your gut. But just know the beauty that comes out of this pain, because it's going to be pain. It's going to hurt. There is pain within this, especially if something being lied to. I can't imagine what that feels like for you right now, especially with the things that are going on in your life. And your guides are there with you, by your side, taking this all in. The fact that the Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles came out twice, that is a very big validation that you're not wrong. So let the judgment day come. Let justice do. Bring the karma in for you and for them. And remember, everything happens for a reason. Your person is around the corner, but your time for healing is here, and your time to celebrate and just be with your friends is what the takeaway needs to be from this. So if this message did resonate, definitely like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and leave a comment so people don't feel like they're alone. Thank you guys for coming back. I'll see you guys later. Bye.